Hello everyone, and welcome to our second virtual open day for Longy Ag College. I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Avril Hogan. I'm the newly appointed head of campus at Longy Ag College. With me, we have Donna Winfield, who's the business development officer for Longy, as well as Barry Ray, who's the training manager. They're going to answer all of the questions as they come through over the next half hour. I just want to really say what an exciting time to be considering a career in agriculture, particularly as we go through COVID and realize that there haven't been significant job losses. Now, after this, if you're interested and you think that Longy's for you, please visit the website and hit the Apply Now button. There's been an unprecedented demand for placements in next year's upcoming year, and we just really want you to get on board and join the queue if you think that Longy will be for you. So with that, I'd like to welcome you to this year's open day, and I'll hand it over to Donna and Barry.
So we still got an audio problem, Ben, or not?
Good morning, and as Avril said, it is great to see you all there. I am sure you're sitting in the comfort of your own home. We wish that you could be visiting us on campus, but unfortunately, here we are. So sit back and relax for the next half an hour as we answer many questions that you may have about Longy College. But just in short, congratulations for even thinking about joining the agricultural industry. It is one of the most rapidly changing careers in the nation, and it has never been a better time to be studying agriculture than right now. So as Avril said, make sure that if you, after today, if you haven't already got your application, and we have got plenty, make sure you get your application into us to make sure that you are looking at Longy for 2022. In short, Longy College offers practical hands-on program in agriculture from a Cert 4 to the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management, as well as our apprenticeship program. So it is certainly a wonderful option for people that want to get get out into the field and grab that qualification that can take them into some amazing careers. And Barry will talk a little bit later about some of the career opportunities that are out there waiting for you. We hope that you have jumped on our website and seen some of our portals. And if you haven't, make sure you do today, because lots of the questions that you have, I'm sure, will be answered in that. But we will ask Barry our very first question.
Now, the first question comes from Kayla J. First question is, how would studying with you guys work if we're already a full-time farmhand?
Yeah, thanks, Kayla J. The reality is, if you are currently working in the industry, probably the apprenticeship program might suit. Our full-time programs are just that, the Cert 4 and the Advanced Diploma, which requires full-time on-campus study. The other course that may suit is the Diploma of Applied Agronomy, which is an online program. So that's the general idea, but perhaps the apprenticeship is for you. But if you need to follow that up, please contact us directly.
Thank you. Can I ask another question? What's the male to female ratio on campus?
Donna?
Yeah, at the moment it's about half and half, which is absolutely outstanding. Certainly changed over the last couple of years, but we're seeing more females all the time entering the ag industry, which is really exciting stuff.
Now we have a question from Seth. What are the rough fees for the apprenticeship program?
Thanks, Seth. So the apprenticeship program, it's a 3-year program, Certificate 2 in the first year, Cert 3 in the second year, and Certificate 4 in the third year. Those fees range from just over $1,000 as tuition fees in first year up to $1,700 for the third year. So that's the general tuition cost for those courses.
Okay, and Talia has a question. What's the minimum age? And I assume that's for coming to live on campus as well as each program.
Yep, so the apprenticeship program goes from 16. Usually our full-time programs are more from 18 upwards, but it is possible for, if you're a Year 11 student going into Cert 4, for example, that 17 is still okay. So And that's individual discussion probably required there if you're a bit younger.
Now, Indy has a question. Is there support available for a person with a learning disability?
Yeah, once again, thanks, Indy. What we try and do is we have an obligation to undertake some assessment of all individuals coming through with a literacy and numeracy entrance test, if you like. So we would have that individual conversation with anybody that perhaps needs some extra support. We make an assessment about that, and again, that's probably an individual conversation that you would need to have with us.
Now, Suzanne has a question. If you are from interstate, are there interstate job opportunities once you've completed your education, for example, in South Australia?
Yep, thanks, Suzanne. So the courses that we offer are national courses, so they're nationally accredited, and the units and qualifications that you would undertake with us do hold weight in any state in Australia. So once you've completed your qualification, that is totally transferable into any area.
Okay. And Abby's asking, what are the fees for the diploma?
Thanks, Abby. So in terms of fees, the first year is a little bit different to the second year. So the advanced diploma first year course, tuition fees are around that about $2,700. That's the total tuition cost for the year. There is a student services fee on top of that, $457. The other consideration there, if you do hold a healthcare card, Commonwealth healthcare card, then there is concession available, and what that means is that the tuition fee goes down to 20% of that figure. That $2,700 becomes $540 if you qualify as a concession holder.
Camilla has a question. If you're in year 11 and you're going into year 12 next year, when is the best time to apply?
Thank you. Good question. So it is all about what course you want to enter. So really broadly, if you look on the experience page, you'll see more detail from myself in terms of the course content. But just really quickly, a year 11 student can come to us and commence what we call the Certificate 4 program. And if you intend to complete year 12 next year, then you would be eligible to go into the Advanced Diploma program. So if you're asking about when to apply, you need to apply now, even if you are looking at 2023 as an entrance into the Advanced Diploma.
Indy has a question. What is the rent to live on campus?
So the accommodation cost varies a little bit. You have your room for the semester time, which is 32 weeks. Once again, within the other portals on the experience page on the website will give you a bit more detail. First year for the Advanced Diploma course is $10,400 for the year for the class time during the year, and for the Certificate 4, for those that might be considering that, a little bit different. It's about $8,500 for that, because you spend one term away from the campus on industry placement.
And a question from Amy. What will happen if a lockdown occurs and we cannot make it into the college?
Yep, if a lockdown occurs. Well, as you're probably all aware, we're living it right now. We are able to continue delivery, but at some point in time we need to have face-to-face content, because and I hope that's why all of you are considering us as an option in terms of your agricultural education, is that we really do pump up our hands-on practical training. We still need to do that. There's a lot of information that can be transmitted via Moodle or just direct to all the students. But at some point we still need to undertake that hands-on practical training, because that is what we're about. It's what is our point of difference in terms of ag education.
And to jump in, Moodle is our online learning platform that we've been using over time to conduct training and student presentations and things through these lockdown times. Kayla J, can the apprenticeship program be done with my employer I'm with currently?
Yep, by all means, that's fine. Three-way partnership apprentices, and that is between ourselves as the training provider, the host, as in your current employer, and potentially in your apprenticeship offices where you need to talk to as well. But yes, you can do it with your current employer.
Now, if you were to do, this question's from Jessica, if you were to do vet subjects in year 10 in agriculture and get your first certificates, is there to fit that in with the next certificates?
Yep, so if you come to us at the end of year 11, then those units that you've achieved through your vet program will be credit transferred into your first year of your Certificate 4 program. So first year Cert 4 is Certificate 2 and 3 in the first year. So the units that you've already done are credit transferred, but there's lots of other material in terms of the Certificate 3 that you would do in your first year.
Okay. And a question from Fiona. Do you need to have an ATAR score for your courses?
No, short answer is no. For both courses, the Certificate 4 program entry level is year 11, so successful completion of year 11. For the Advanced Diploma course, which is post year 12, then it's basically successful completion of year 12. And that will include a vet program, VCE obviously, or equivalent in other states, or VCAL.
Now we have a question from Charlotte and a similar one from Chanel. So with the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness, is it the same or of similar standard to a university, such as Charles Stewart, Bachelor of Agribusiness?
Okay, so the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management is at a lower level than higher ed undergrad degree. However, there are articulation pathways that are possible to the likes of Charles Sturt or University of New England, where our courses, the Advanced Diploma and potentially the Diploma of Applied Agronomy, if you do both of those, you can be given credits of almost half of an undergraduate degree. So our courses are one step down from a degree. However, the level of practical training and the breadth of units that you will do and the content that you will undertake is quite substantial to equip you to be a valuable contributor to the agricultural industries across the board.
And Susanna has a question. How do you know which course to do, and do you help with course selection?
Yeah, certainly, Susanna. Again, it's a conversation you can have with us directly, and if you want to contact us to have that conversation, then please follow that up. We can have that conversation with you to see what best suits your needs at the time.
Thank you. And a question from Danielle. Is there a too old? And if so, what's the age?
Do you want to answer that one, Donna?
I'll answer that one. Absolutely not. If we had $1 for every person that wanted to come when we were showing their young person around, we wouldn't have to work. No, all we were after is a passion for ag, which is sometimes the hardest thing for people to find. So absolutely. If you want to register and you want to send in an application, by all means, go ahead and do it.
I'm interested in the ADAM, which is the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management, and have already completed Cert 3 in Ag. What would happen?
So the Advanced Diploma first year is a combined Cert 3 and Cert 4. So similar to the answer I gave before about the Cert 4 entry course, you would be given credit transfer for all the Cert 3 units that you've completed, but you'd still do first year because you have a Cert 4 outcome in the first year of the Advanced Diploma. Plus, the units won't directly match up, so you'll be getting a lot of other units across the board.
Okay, and a question from James. Are there options for someone who's been in the industry for a while and working in management to study an agribusiness course? And how would that work with working full-time? Do you do block release programs?
Yeah, it's difficult to know without understanding your personal circumstances, but I would suggest if you've been in agriculture for some time, then potentially the Diploma of Applied Agronomy might be the appropriate course, because that is one that's flexibly delivered on a self-paced online, totally online. There are subjects in that course that are block release delivered, but the advanced diploma is certainly a face-to-face regular delivery throughout the year.
Now, Seth has a question on the price for accommodation on the apprenticeship program. Can you just go into detail on the apprenticeship program?
Okay, so the apprentices, really quickly, the apprentices come to us on a block release process. Certificate 2, first year, come 3 blocks during the year. Certificate 3 come 6 blocks during the year, 6 weekly blocks, and the Cert 4s are 5 blocks at the moment. So what would happen is that you come onto campus and you, if available, that is, if available, the accommodation is just charged out at a pro rata rate on a per nightly basis. Now, I might stress for apprentices and for all, the accommodation facility on site this year has been totally subscribed, in fact oversubscribed. So it's really important that you get your application in to that effect, and be aware that at this point there is no absolute guarantee that everybody will be able to be accommodated because of the intense demand that we've had in the apprenticeship program, but certainly across the full-time courses as well.
Does that mean that people can find off-campus living but still attend?
Yep, absolutely. So off-campus, and again for apprentices, because they come in for blocks, we would just steer you towards the local caravan park, or if you've got friends and family locally, that would be the option.
Now, Megan has a question. What are the social activities that can be done after class?
That one's for me. Thank you very much, Megan. That is a very important question. We have a leadership group that is selected every year, and they, along with all of the students, try and come up with some great creative ideas about trying to create some social fun as well. Now, it has been a little bit tricky for the last 18 months with COVID, but they certainly do. So that, some events, including dinners and some trivia nights, extra things like that. But we also have staff. We have our wellbeing staff that are also heavily involved in that. So all we are trying to do is potentially make you have the best 2 to 3 years of your life, and that absolutely comes into to being very social as well.
And how's the community for available football and netball clubs to join, other sporting activities to get involved in?
Absolutely, and I'm from a sporting family, and I think there's nothing nicer. If you play any sport, we're more than happy to put you in contact with those particular clubs. But any footballers and netballers out there, we have a range of clubs that just sit closer, probably 20 minutes from Longy College to get involved. It's a great way of being able to network. Potentially you could have someone that's wanting you to work on weekends. So great idea to get there, play sport while you can, but actually enjoy the social aspect. So lots of clubs hone in and actually want our students to be part of their club.
And Horsham's only 10 minutes away, and it has a large aquatic centre with a swimming club and a large basketball centre with recreation leagues as well.
Absolutely. Horsham is only a hop, skip and a jump, and we will find that there are people that want to play basketball or want to be involved in the local go-kart club. So there are all those things as well. So years ago, once you were at Longy College, you couldn't go anywhere, but you do certainly have that freedom, as well as being respectful to let people know where you're heading. But you can certainly go and do all those things that you want, just as if you were home. I guess our job here at Longy, I speak on behalf of Avril and Barry, we want you to come into Longy College, make this your home. So really embed yourself in the community, we are here as staff to help you.
Jody is asking, are there any work opportunities while studying?
Yeah, certainly, Jody. Sorry, Donna, cut across you there. Yeah, certainly there's opportunities in Horsham. Usually it's those individuals that go and inquire first that will secure some part-time work if that's what you need to do. I might just go on to Trish. Sorry, April.
No, that was going to be my next.
So, no disadvantage not coming from a farming background. We have a great diversity of individuals within our current courses, some of whom have never set foot on a farm. So that is not a disadvantage at all. And in terms of wool classing, Trish, and those other things you mentioned, chemicals, etc., most of that is rolled into the courses. So wool classing is a fixed part of the Certificate 4 program, and it's an optional component of the Advanced Diploma program. But certainly the skills that you'll learn from fencing to motorbike, as in quad bike and side-by-side operation, as well as the wool classing, and the chemicals course is part of both programs.
Thanks, Barry. Now, there's been lots of questions about fees. Can you please go through the fee structure for the accommodation as well as the different programs?
Righto. Just really quickly then. So, as it stands at the moment, there's a couple of components. So the tuition fee, then also there is a student services and amenities fee, and a small tour fee, and some bonds that go against your mailbox key. So they're relatively insignificant. So first year Certificate 4, $21.60 is the tuition, with concession $432 and a $457 student services fee. That's Certificate 4 first year. Certificate 4 second year, $2,700, which becomes $540 with concession, and a $457 student services fee. A first year advanced diploma, $2,700, the same figures as I just quoted. And those concessions for those three programs are, if you have a concession card, then 20% is the fee of the headline figure. Unfortunately, a concession is not available for the second year of the advanced diploma, which is $4,465, and the student services fee remains the same. However, for those that are enrolled or want to enrol in that second year program, then there is VET student loans, which operates very similar to HEX, that you may be familiar with. That service, that government service, is available for the advanced diploma and the diploma of applied agronomy. The accommodation, once again, the headline figure is $10,400. That's the highest figure, and then there's some reduction on that depending on the industry placement period that you spend away from the campus, and that will vary according to the course.
Great, thanks, Barry. Now, there's just one other question. Does the rent need to be paid for in advance?
So there's a range of payment criteria. The baseline is tuition and accommodation paid in advance, but there are a range of different payment plan options, again, which would need to be negotiated on an individual basis.
We have a question from Casey now. What scholarships are available and how do we apply?
Great question. I always love it when people ask about scholarships. It is my little baby. I want to say that the scholarships are up on the website, so make sure you jump on there. I cannot tell you how much I actually really want you to spend some time on it. There are organisations. We had a question there whether someone that's interested in the dairy industry should be studying at Longy. Absolutely. And there's scholarships that actually support students coming from the dairy industry that want to study at Longy College. We have covered everything with our scholarships, including sheep and wool scholarships, agronomy scholarships, scholarships just in general for people that have a passion for ag. Now, it's not too hard. Do not leave it to the last minute. The date is up there, which is the end of the year. They will be moved and they will close early in the new year. But certainly don't leave that until your year starts to bottleneck. Jump on, have a look, see what you need to do. I'm here to answer any questions, and certainly hope that every single one of you out there that is sitting there now thinking, no way, I'm not going to apply, I'm not going to get it. Hands down, we don't get enough students applying for the scholarships that are on offer. So throw your hat in the ring, do yourself a favour, and regardless of the outcome, it's a good outcome because you've gone to the effort. Not only the financial support, but also looks great on your resume and may actually end up allowing you to get a job opportunity as well. So make sure you apply.
Now we have a question from Louise. If I was to stay on campus, could I bring my horse?
Oh, absolutely, Louise. Bring your horse. Everyone can bring a horse. You cannot bring a dog. So for all those people that are sitting there patting their sheepdog and their loved one now, unfortunately you can't do that, but we certainly have some horse facilities there and for a fee, so it is an adjustment fee, which is around about the $25, but we can certainly give you that cost when you apply.
That's correct.
And there is some criteria. Obviously, you need to have it vet checked before you can bring it onto campus and things like that. But for all those horse lovers, make sure you give us a call and talk to us personally about what is required.
And is that $25 a week or
A
a month?
week,
A
yes.
week, thank you.
Which is
Now-
very, very cheap. And I'm sure as horse people, you would know that that is very cheap adjustment.
Now, Dane's asked a question, which is something that we're all very proud of, and that is, what are the post-employment rates in the ag industry after attending Longy?
Oh my goodness, Dane from Tasmania. I was talking to you earlier this week. At Longy College, there is no doubt, we have been here for 132 years. Our students are highly sought after and highly regarded in industry. There is no doubt. Our students are job ready. We're really proud of the fact, and that is purely because of the program that we offer. You're hands-on, you have the academic side as well, but the fact is you're actually out doing it. You're not just learning it out of a textbook. So that makes our students job ready. Dane, our graduates from last year, 100% employment straight out of the course, and that has been for a very many years now. So depending on which area you want to head into, whether it's agronomy, whether you want to go into the animal sector, livestock agency, going to research, going into agribusiness, animal genetics, the list goes on. But we are here for you and we want to be part of your career choice. So Dane, make sure you're sending in your application for Longy.
Now, we have a question from Fiona. If we want to talk to somebody with questions, as you're not in the office, how is it best for someone to contact you?
Yeah, thanks very much, Fiona. And I was going to put that out at the end of this session. For anyone that hasn't had their specific question answered today, I'm more than happy to take that call. So if you'd like to give me a call, my number is 0417 595 099. And you can certainly call me today. I'm here to answer all those questions, otherwise just during the week. But certainly make sure, we are here to help you, and it's all those little questions that we can answer that certainly make that transition from where the student is now to coming to Longy College for 2022. So for everyone out there, my number again, 0417 595 099. I can't wait to hear from you all.
Now, we've only got a few minutes left, but there's a question from Sarah. Would it be a disadvantage if a student was to have temporarily lost their license?
Oh, no, not at all. More of an inconvenience for you, and I'm sorry to hear that that someone has lost their licence. I'm not saying that it is you. But obviously, we're 10 minutes out. I say that we're 9 minutes out of Horsham. But look, we like to think that everyone that comes to Longy, and that's one of the benefits, everyone is there because they have a genuine interest in agriculture. Some may love the grains, some may love the animals, but all in all, everyone is there on the same page, as are all the staff. So we're all here to help you. We would make sure that we were able to help you get into town and support you in any way that we can, and probably encourage you to not lose it again.
Now, question from Trish. Are short courses such as wool classing, welding, auto and chemical users included in the ADAM?
Yes, yes,
Covered it
and
before.
yes, but I'm going to pass it over to Barry.
No, we covered that before.
Oh,
I
okay.
Oh,
responded
sorry.
to
Yes.
Tish's question earlier that those programs are all built into both courses. Just in the essence of time, we might keep moving on.
Yep.
Yep.
And is there a female football club near you? Yes. I don't know which ones, but there is.
There certainly is, and we're more than happy to put you in contact with those clubs as well. And may just add, we actually have a gym at the college, and I know Barry's been over at Longy for over 30 years. I've just clicked over 15 years, but more and more we are seeing students absolutely integrate into the gym there at Longy College, which is fantastic. It just means people are trying to stay fit and healthy, as you should, as young people.
Now there's 2 questions on scholarships, one from Finn and one from Angus. So when conducting an interview for a scholarship, do the students come to us or do we come to them? And second is the application timeline for 2022 scholarship.
So thanks very much, guys. You will see that on the website we do have our scholarship list up there. It is still growing. We've got a number of new scholarships available for 2022. Now they are up there for first years. There are a couple for second years. As long as you fit the criteria, I might add, and it's a question I do get asked all the time, that you can actually apply for more than one scholarship as long as you fit the criteria. So the timeline will change, so the closing date will not be before sort of March next year, and that's just to make sure that Longy is the right fit for you and that you're loving it, and for us to actually make sure that we're there to remind you to put in an application for that particular scholarship, just in case your social life had gotten in the way of you actually doing it.
Okay, we'll take just a couple more questions. So what is the ratio on the farm in terms of livestock and types of crops that are being grown?
This is definitely a Barry question. I said earlier that we pride ourselves on the hands-on component of our program, and again, it's a point of difference that you find that we've got an operating farm that's attached to the campus, and it's 1,070 hectares. So we grow a range of crops that are typical of the region, as well as 45 beef cows that we use in our training program. In addition, then a mob of merino ewes that we use to breed replacements for our prime lamb enterprise as well. So we try and cover all of those skills and knowledge, animal production through all the cropping side of it as well. So yeah, it's quite diverse, and that's again, I think it's a point of difference to get that direct exposure to production agriculture in that context of those enterprises that I've described.
Thank you, Barry. Now, Amelia has a question. If you apply for a course and get accepted, can you defer it like university?
Absolutely, you can.
But why would you want to?
So it's really important, Amelia, that you treat next year as if you are coming. And then once you get your official letter of offer, you can accept, reject or defer, but we would say accept. But just remembering that Longy students, remember, highly sought after, highly regarded. Depending, you have to work out how you best study. So if you best study with doing that hands-on practical training, then perhaps Longy College is for you. If you want to learn it all out of a textbook, then perhaps university. So, but you absolutely, certainly can defer.
I don't know if everyone can see the comments, but I just have a statement from Caroline. As an ex-student, do it. It will be the time of your life.
Can I just thank Carolyn and Jord? You'll see a comment from Jord earlier that, and without being paid, thank you very much, you two, that you're prepared to come along and actually promote what your experiences were. So we appreciate that.
Now, we know that we said that this would be a 30-minute Q&A session. We're happy to stay on longer and continue answering questions, but I'd just like to formally say thank you
Yeah, so thank you very much, and I know that we would personally love to have you at the campus, as I'm sure you would. We're certainly hoping, if COVID restrictions end up lifting, that we're able to have you all on campus, which again we would ask that people register. We would be looking at doing that in the first week of December. You'll certainly receive an email, and I will contact you in regards to that specific date. So that is certainly our plan, is to have you on campus so you can have a look around, check out the accommodation, have a look at the amazing machinery that we have, and actually picture yourself there at Longy College. And to certainly make sure that you are the right fit for Longy. We don't have much of a dropout rate in comparison to other universities, which is something we really pride ourselves on. So we are really thankful. So we'll just keep remembering, if you didn't get my phone number, or if people who have just jumped on now, my number to ask any more questions is 0417 595 099. But I'm sure we have a few more questions, Avril.
Yeah. So, can you do a Cert 2 whilst completing year 12?
Can you do a Cert 2 while completing Year 12? So if you're doing it as part of a VET program, then yes, that would be possible. There is also the option to do that as a school-based apprentice, if that's the way you want to go. Yeah, that's all I can give on that one.
And a question from Melinda. If you've completed your Cert 3 in SA, do those units transfer across to your Cert 3 in VIC?
Yep, thanks, Melinda. So as I said earlier, the whole training system is totally portable and national. So those units are the same units that you would do, and you would get credit transfer for those units from SA.
We've got a question from Jason. Our 14-year-old would like to attend Longy. He will need to board. What age do you accept boarders?
Jason, 14 is probably a little bit too young for us, but that is absolutely fantastic. He would have to be around 17 to come here as a full-time student. But may I say that, a big shout out to Cooper, who I know is watching, sitting at home. Cooper's been coming to Longy College Open Days since year 6, and what a shame he can't be there on campus. So I hope we're doing you proud. I hope we're answering lots of questions, Cooper, that you want to know. So Jason, roughly around 17 after year 11.
So I think Fiona wants the phone number again, Donna.
Yep.
For questions, once again, 0417 595 099. Must say, with the virtual open day, we have been able to reach out to a lot of other people. I know Dane from Tasmania, there's quite a number of Tasmanian prospective students that have jumped on board. Big shout out to Jimmy in Western Australia and Johnny up in Northern Queensland. And as I said, Cooper, and there are so many Sophies, so many Neds, so many Jacks, so many Toms. So a big shout out. I think Longy next year is going to be a huge year, and we are so grateful for all of you tuning in today to have all your questions answered by us.
Now we've got a question from Stephen. If you leave school in year 11 for a Cert 4, can you then swap to the diploma after 1 year of Cert 4?
Okay, good question. Didn't cover it before. So the bottom line is, if you finish your secondary schooling at year 11 and commence the Certificate 4 program, so that's Cert 2, Cert 3 in the first year, and then Cert 4 in the second year, your option then is to go to the second year of the other program, the Advanced Diploma, making it 3 years in total. And the important thing there is that if it's a consideration between completing year 11 or going on or going back to school for year 12, the reality is that you end up at the same place academically at the same time as your peers. If they stay and do year 12, you end up at the same place at the same time from a qualification point of view. So in essence, yes. I think your question specifically said, can I swap in the second year? But the best thing is that you stick with your Cert 4 program. The second year of your program is actually combined with the first year of the other course anyway for a number of subject areas. So it's pretty much the same thing anyway. And then you articulate into the second year of the advanced diploma.
And we have a question from Dane. Are there exams in the diploma?
So assessment across the board really is diverse and it ranges substantially. So at the lower level units, it's pretty much checklists and short answer quizzes. The further up you go in terms of qualification level, yes, there are subjects that have exams. Not all of them, but it is part of the process that some of those level 6 units particularly will have an exam component as well as assignment components all the way through.
Now, Talia has a question. How did you operate this year during lockdown and was studying on site?
Thanks, Talia. Yeah, as I said earlier, it's a difficult process to deliver hands-on training where you're supposed to get mud under your fingernails in a virtual context. We are in the middle of a lockdown, as we all know, and we are working through different ways of gathering that evidence of assessment more than anything else. It is our hope at this point that we can get back for our current students, get back face to face to actually complete that practical component of their training and assessment. So it is a really difficult one. It's a situation that we're still working through in terms of how to develop programs that best suit these scenarios that we're living through as we speak. And it's even after 18 months, it's still a difficult process for everybody.
I think we've dealt with this, but it's been a question again. Are the accommodation fees upfront fees? We've already answered that one, haven't we?
Yeah, so not necessarily, upfront's the baseline and then there are payment plans that can work from that.
Yeah. And we have a question from Jules. Do you offer school-based apprenticeship and how does it work?
Short answer, Jules, is yes. Again, contact us. Contact the apprenticeship officers or group training companies, depending on which way you want to go. And so, yes, school-based apprenticeships, but contact us as well and we can put our apprenticeship coordinator in touch with you also.
And a question from Jody. When should you apply for the ATOM program for 2023?
I'd get your application in now, Jody, and I'm sure you're speaking on behalf of your young person, but the earlier you get your application in, you're just that one stepping stone to being accepted at Longy College. And we have already got applications for 2023. We have a bucket load of 2022 applications. We're inundated for next year. So for anyone out there that is looking at putting in an application that haven't already, make sure you do so. It is really important. And if things alter in 2023, remembering we don't require an ATAR, but we sometimes require something far harder to get than an ATAR, and that is a passion for the ag. We want people that love the industry because you are the people that are going to be fully invested into that industry, and we want you here at Longy College.
Now we've got a question from Tom. What is the data farm?
We'll throw this over to Barry, but the data farm, what a great initiative of Longy College. We've got the Innovation Centre there, and if you haven't jumped on the website, make sure you do, because Brian Matushka has gone to great length of trying to explain what is happening there. As we know, technology, and I'm sure that you are all tech savvy, so you will love what Longy College offers and the data farm program. And it is embedded into the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management, and Barry will talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for your insightful question. The data farm, again, state government funding to launch us into the area of technology and how it is now becoming embedded in agricultural production. So, in essence, we've got a huge number of data collection points around the campus. So, the farm, from frost sensors to numerous rain buckets to soil moisture meters, etc. So it's quite extensive, the number of data collection points. So what that will do for us in the future is to supply more information to inform our management decisions on the farm. And it's where industry is heading, that it won't make decisions for you necessarily, but it will certainly provide you with more information, more data to help inform those management decisions to hopefully get closer to the right decisions. So that, in essence, that's what the data farm's all about.
Ella has a question. When do you need our school results by?
As soon as you get them. As soon as you get them, make sure you action them, because people do lose them. Remembering, for those that have got the VCE results, we're actually wanting the scanned copy, usually 2 to 3 pages that are actually posted to you. So it's not the results that you get via your text message. It's certainly what is posted to you. You need to scan it and get it to us straight away. That is going to be your quickest opportunity to be given a place to study at Longy College next year.
So just further to that, the process from here, if you're at all interested in becoming a student with us next year, then please go to the website. You'll find under the respective courses an Apply Now button, which takes you to an application form. So that's the first step. The reality is, as Donna's just said, then as soon as your results, school report for Year 11 or your VCE, SACE, whatever the equivalents are in other states, as soon as those results are released, then get them in. But that application form is the first one. That's the first step to get you in the queue.
Okay, and we have a question from Trish, which is a great one because we've been doing this over this past year. Her question is, during COVID lockdowns, if you have access to a farm, can you prove practical skills to meet criteria from a course you are doing?
In essence, the bottom line is that yes, because the reality is if we get to a point where we can't get people back that we are face to face to witness these things, then there is the ability for students to undertake the practical assessment on farm and have it videoed, as long as that can be validated as a real piece of evidence, I suppose. But yeah, look, in essence, yes. We've got to plan for that eventuality. Let's hope that we don't ever end up there, to be honest, because there's so much more that you gain by going through the process with us face to face. But yeah, ultimately yes, and I would suggest that the next few weeks will certainly prove how we go about doing that.
And we have a question from Amy. Is there a limit on the amount of subjects you can do in the advanced diploma?
No, it's certainly the structure of the course is proven. It's proven by our employment rates. It's proven because our students get great jobs and are highly regarded in industry. So it is set with Barry and Avril and the team that is required out in industry, and so therefore that's what we teach. So you can't actually come and go, I don't actually want to do the agronomy subjects, or I don't want to do animal subjects. It is all in all, because our job at Longy College is to make sure you are the most employable person walking out of Longy College. We get nothing better than pleasure of knowing that you've got 3 or 4 job offers, and the biggest problem you have is deciding which one to go. And it would be remiss of us to just push you down the agronomy line or to push you down into the animal sector. So we are all about making sure that we've given you a great, well-rounded qualification, and that's what Longy does best.
And from Suzanne, do your Year 12 results influence your application enrollment?
Not at all. It all comes down to passion. So if you've got someone that's studying VCAL or a non-scored VCE, then you've got someone that achieves a really high ATAR, it all comes down to their passion. It is, if this is what they want to do, they will love the environment, they'll love the study, they'll embrace every part of the social aspect to the learning aspect, and let us help guide you into great opportunities in careers.
And that's it for questions.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for all those that have stayed on that little bit longer. Really appreciate it. Once again, my number is 0417 595 099. If we haven't answered your question or it's more specific to you and to your prospective student, make sure that you give us a call But we would love to see you here next year. We're kicking off in February. Well, as I said earlier, we have been inundated with applications, outstanding. Never been a better time to be entering into the ag industry. And we are thankful that you've taken the time today to join us for this live Q&A session, but also congratulate you on wanting to enter one of the best industries going around. There has never been a better time to study. So we hope that we see you. Make sure, if you haven't already, jumped on our website, make sure you put in your application if you haven't already. Even if you are looking at 2023, certainly send those through to us. But make sure you take the time to look at our experience page and that journey that you can go from meeting Avril, who is new to the college, right through to the data farm, course information in more detail from Barry. You'll hear about the scholarships, and then of course you'll have a look around the campus, which is outstanding. And we wish we were there today, but we're not. But we're certainly grateful that you have joined us today. So on behalf of Avril, Hogan and Barry Ray and myself, thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you soon.